Do you know what the Georgia Guidestones are? You know what those things are? Maybe you don't actually know what they are, but if I tell you the fact that they were on the news because somebody blew them up with an explosive recently, like last year-ish, then you might know it from that story. But it's a really, really odd thing that has really odd instructions. But they're going to get into it. And Jimmy has a very out there conspiracy theory about it. But that's what this episode's all about, baby. It's about being out there. It's 1928, Jimmy Corsetti, the Joe Rogan Experience, Coach Colin, coolest high performance coach in the world. And if you want the absolute best insights to the podcasts and videos you love, hit that subscribe button. Let's get it.
Plasma TV's like it's a legend in the past.
I mean, we would have no evidence of any of this stuff.
No.
And one of the weirder things about us is we insist on putting our stuff on hard drives.
Oh, God.
Right? And which is the absolute worst thing. And then there was the Georgia Guidestones. People are like, well, let's blow that shit up.
Yeah.
Somebody blew that up.
Something interesting, they still haven't found anyone from that. I find that quite interesting. That
went away.
They called it an act of domestic terrorism. I mean, exploded ordnance on government land, or it's public and it's ran by the state. But they don't have anyone. They had a car drive right by it. They have no suspects. I find that really peculiar because there was supposed to be that buried time capsule.
Yeah.
Well, they allegedly dug it up and there was nothing there. I find that interesting.
What's your crazy tinfoil hat conspiracy theory?
Okay, here we go. It was created. So this is complicated.
Who made the Georgia Guidestones, by the way? Do we know that?
Yeah. Some of it's a mystery. Some of it we know.
Pseudonym, right? That
Right.
guy.
It was a gentleman. I made a video about this. Yeah, R.C. Christian, and there was a small group of donors. And they had these written, essentially, laws for if, like, in the event of a cataclysm in human history was to be reset, and this would be a guidance for how we should proceed.
Yeah.
And some people consider it to be very benign. I wasn't a big fan of them because it basically preaches, I would say, communism. It talks about having population control as far as not allowing that there should be societal pressure as well as legal pressure on controlling how many kids people have moving forward and to keep a balance at 500 million. They don't say reduce the population to 500 million. That's where some of the conspiracies come in, is that this is a depopulation agenda. But the conspiracy, to answer your question, some people suspect that what if, because there's a lot of talk today about people wanting to reduce population and, we're destroying the earth, that what if the powers that be that did create them purposely, if they're under that way, if they're under their plan, they'd want to destroy them, remove that evidence, and pretend those guided stones didn't even exist in the first place, and remove that time capsule. This is complete conspiracy. I don't know what I'm talking about, but what I do find interesting.
What is this? Is that the car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the most bizarre thing of this whole thing.
Is that a charger?
They destroyed. So as you can see, they caused significant damage. But the very next day, less than 24 hours after this bomb went off, They leveled it. They raised it to the ground because they said it was a safety hazard. But I'm like, this is the middle of a field. They can cordon off with police crime scene tape. And just be an Iraq veteran, like when there was an IED that go off, they'd have people come out and investigate this. They'd do an investigation. This was a bomb on United States ground, and they leveled it the next day. And I'm like, where's all the forensic teams coming in to try and analyze the explosive evidence? It just seemed really, really. They urgently removed all evidence of this. And that's the part that makes my little conspiracy wheels go, is because, where's the true investigation? Where's the FBI? Where's the ATF? Again, less than a day after that bomb went off, they raised it to the ground. And nothing since. I mean, how have they not found this person?
Why would they raise it to the ground? Why wouldn't they just fix it?
Or maybe it wasn't salvageable. I don't know. What I do know is that they quickly removed that thing. And that's just a little bit weird. Why would you do that? Where's the ATF? Where's all the people out there taking swabs of everything,
If there was a natural disaster that was imminent and it was headed our way and only a few people knew about it, how much do you think they'd tell us?
They wouldn't.
No. Yeah.
I wouldn't say a goddamn thing because we would go crazy. We'd wind up looting all the Targets.
That's right.
Yeah. First thing,
Target would
Walmart.
be overrun.
Target and Walmart. Smash
I'm going
it
to
the
Kmart.
ground.
I'm going to last Kmart.
Starbucks.
Real quick, did you hear what Elon Musk said on the Full Send podcast a few months ago?
Oh, that's a whole other clip, let me tell you now. But that theory of the Georgia Guidestones, and I had no idea that they did that they completely leveled it, that they didn't do any forensic research into it. It is a bomb going off on American soil that should raise a lot of, what do they have? Homeland Security, the president, like everybody should be like on high alert for terrorism when that happens. It's blowing up a monument of any kind. Should be kind of high alert in that sense. But yeah, there was nothing. And then to what Joe said about how much would they tell us if there was like a disaster coming? They wouldn't tell us anything, obviously. They would just hoard all the resources and money, and they would try and work on, becoming an interplanet, type of species, and they'd look for a planet to move to, and oh no. And millions of dollars, trillions of dollars would disappear from different places. But that's not happening. Crazy conspiracy theorists. I don't support that type of talk. So, yeah, I love this episode. I love what's going on here. I'm telling you guys, you got to listen to it. It's a 3-hour podcast, and it's just them exploring ideas. Like I can't even find any like solid clips to it because it's just a free flow of verbal diarrhea and gold just combined into one big stream. It's just all over the place, but it's absolutely entertaining. Again, anytime Jimmy Corsetti is on here, it's always amazing. You could check out other episodes that he's been on as well. This is not his first time on the podcast. And again, take a look at this guy. This guy, when Graham Hancock passes away, this guy's going to step right in and he's going to be like, it doesn't end here. And he's going to keep on pushing forward with all this stuff. And I can't wait to see what else he does, what else he comes up with. But yeah, that's about it. Georgia Guidestones, look into him. Peace.